2 weeks off work, and now I'm just trying to figure out what to do with myself over that time. Day one, I'm planning to head out to Broomfield Reef and do a little bit of diving in the shallows, do fishing, try to find some new ground, and with a bit of luck, might pull up onto a nice fish or two. Trying to keep myself out of the water, but we'll see how we go. There's a really cool blue hole inside the middle of the reef, which I'm really excited to see for my first time. Right now, the water looks like it is perfect. That is so flat. We got all the jerry cans loaded. Swag up the front. Should be good. Just pulled up to Broomfield Reef and it is looking insane. That is some of the bluest water I've seen in a very long time. Plan is try get to that little island over there. That's like a little sand cay. Hopefully can find some cool shells. The rats got into my paddleboard back at home in the shed. It has a couple tiny leaks in it, but it's still good enough for this adventure. I've been driving out here now for 4 hours and I was very keen to get into the water. Didn't help. This is Broomfield Reef. It is 120 kilometers offshore and the water here is crystal clean. That little sand cay that I'm trying to get to, I've never been to before, but I have seen it in the past. So this is my first time getting over there and I had no idea what to expect. About 1 kilometer away from that sand cay is the reef edge, and here it jumps up from about 10 meters all the way up to 2, and then it's 2 meters all the way up to that sand cay. What I'm trying to say is you cannot get a boat in here. The only way to get in is to paddle. I'm used to paddleboarding up the creeks in about 1 meter viz. When I got out here paddleboarding in salt water in 30 meter viz, it was the most incredible thing. Even on this alone was so sick. Oh, this is epic. Oh, there's little sharks. No way. Oh, that is cool. That is so cool. Big school of fish there. We got a baby blacktip there and there's a couple more back there. Oh, this is insane. We got 1, 2, 3. Heap of them over there. Oh, that is so cool. That's not. There's another little reefy up here. That is mental. Got a big stingray. This is so cool. Another shark there. We got a little starfish here. Paddleboard there. Life is good. We made it. That is fucking epic. All those little black dots you see at the front of the paddleboard there, they are baby reef sharks, around that 30 centimeters to probably 1 meter tops. All the little fish must get trapped in the shallows, and that's why I think you see all these sharks here. Don't know what I was expecting when I was heading here, but it was definitely not this. It was epic to see. It's around midday and it was getting pretty hot, so I thought it's time to leave this sand K alone and go for a swim. I made sure to paddle away from all those little reef sharks, and then I decided to chuck on my fins and strap down the paddle. I have lost my paddle once before and it is not a fun time. My plan was to swim the paddleboard back to the boat, just going nice and slow through the shallows, hopefully trying to find a few cool shells. Unfortunately, I found nothing, but it was nice just to swim in this crystal clean water. I found a turtle patrolling right on that reef edge. Jumped back in my boat, and the next plan of attack was to get to the blue hole inside this reef. I've only seen it on Google Maps, and all you see is a nice shallow reef around when you look on the satellite image, and in the middle there's just a big blue hole, so it's obviously just like a deep water channel, and I wanted to get to it. I didn't have reception out here, so I had no idea where it was, and I decided to get up the drone, fly it around and have a scout. Eventually I seen that it was down, I guess on the western side of the island, and then I took the boat down, found a nice looking path, and I cruised in. The tide turned about half hour ago, which means it is now gone to low tide, and soon I won't be able to get out of here because it will be too shallow. I told myself one last dive. It was epic. There was another little dinghy in here, like a little rubber ducky, with a couple people spearing out of it. As they came past my boat, I realised it was Jess and Tack from Sailing Papau. It was my first time meeting them, which was a pretty epic spot to actually meet someone. They are two insane spearos who pretty much travel up and down the coast on the sailing boat, Papau, as well as out to the Coral Sea, and they dive the most epic reefs you will ever see.
We did all that stuff down there on the southern drop off there.
Diving it or?
Yeah, diving it, trying to find whatever.
Any luck?
It's like a bit dirty. Cart's swirling like crazy on the corner.
Yeah, righto. That little like sand cay, I was over there before on the paddleboard. There were like 10 little sharks all just circling the bait.
Right.
It was really cool.
Yeah, epic.
We should have some cool drone videos of that.
Yeah, nice.
How long are you here for?
We just anchored down at northwest.
Yeah.
Like on the south side. And then I think the weather's going to fly up tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm saying it's like tomorrow midday.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you do want to go for a dive, I would love to go for a spear.
Yeah.
I know, I'll just come pictures up.
Yeah, cool.
That sounds lovely.
24 where I was on that bottom.
Yeah. That is mental. That'd be the sickest video. Like I'll be sitting on the bottom on the rock and like I'm just looking at it and there's just 100 trout. That's epic. A red or pink. Dude, I was waiting for it. I see like a little red that I was hoping, but I seen two mackies on top of that as well. Not big, they're probably like 8 kilo maybe.
Did you have a snap? We can't hold.
I don't know. Well, I was saying we could just do a drift from like just drive way up and just do that. Yeah. Yeah, the front edge will be pumping. Thank you. Drop back down on this big bommie. It sits 33 meters over the sand and it comes up to about 22 meters. On top it is filled with surgeon fish, which is a very good sign that there'll be some jobbies or potentially some jacks hanging around. As I look to my right, there in the distance, there's a massive blue spot trout, probably around that 10 kilo mark, I'd say. That thing swims off, so I couldn't really get a video of it. As I turn my head, I see a big school of mangrove jack and heaps of trout around. Managed to swim up, picked out the biggest fish, got a nice shot into it. It nearly took me deep inside that cave, but luckily I just managed to get pressure on that line and pull him out from the top there. Now it's just a matter to swim him back up to the surface. It was pretty rough conditions when diving this area, not wave-wise, but more just from the current. We'd have to drive the boat in front of the bommie, drop the electric motor in, hit spot lock, and only then you could breathe up and take a dive. Because the current is that strong, you have no chance swimming against it, which means we needed a boatie as well. So we would go for a drop, and then when we popped back up after a dive, we would call the boatie over.
Crazy that cave, eh?
I see like 20 mangrove jack there.
Yeah.
I see like a 10, 15 kilo trout.
Yeah,
it was huge.
Yeah. Did you see the big long nose?
No, I didn't see that.
Like a 10 kilo long nose on the bottom.
Jesus Christ. That's insane.
There's so many trout in that cave.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I still got a line through it somehow. There were so many jacks there, that's insane. Nah. After spearing, we punched back over to Northwest Island, which is where we were camping for the night. Bit of roast chicken, I reckon, would be slab like that, flip her over. Got the drone up on sunset.
Take off. Attitude mode.
Had a few drops today and managed to get a mangrove jack and a trout. No, I didn't. Mangrove jack and a red throat, which is pretty good. I'm stoked. That one spot was absolutely filled with jacks and it was insane to see. So, got that nice big boy. Beautiful red throat. To top it off, sunset, sailing for power. Jess and Tack came back on sunset with a beautiful trout. That's nice.
Sunset strawberry.
My little tinny only has a 70 litre fuel tank and punching out this wide does chew a bit of fuel. I had 4 extra jerry cans in the boat and here I'm just grabbing the siphon hose and refueling, so I'm good to go in the morning. I used to always fill up my boat with a funnel, but what I found is you end up spilling most of your fuel, which is not what anyone wants. If you do have the chance, I highly recommend getting yourself a siphon hose. Woke up just before sunrise and started cooking on the little gas cooker. making a brekkie rack. After the feed, I cleaned up the mess in the boat and decided to go for a viz check in the shallows. That is actually insane. Went sounding around in the morning till about 6, 7 a.m, but by then I started to feel a few big gusts coming through, so I thought, you know what, I'll just refuel the boat with a couple last areas and then call it a day. And just like that, this little 2-day trip was over. If you enjoyed the content, you better stay tuned because I have a lot more hectic adventures coming up in the near future.